This is a shirt that we're going to DIY today. I bought it specifically for this purpose, and I got it in a size 3X when I normally wear an extra large or 2X. But there's a close-up of the image of it. And yes, I did get it from Hot Topic. I know I seem to shop there every time I make a video. But anyway, I'm going to show you just some basic things, and this is going to be somewhat of a no-sew. There's only going to be one thing that I really sew, and I am kind of winging it as I go. But here we go. Now you want to make sure that your seams for the arms are relatively even with one another, so that you don't accidentally cut more off the back than the front. So you can just kind of feel for that. But I'm going to start with cutting my sleeves off, but I'm going to keep my sleeves because I have something that I want to try to do with them to see if it works. But I'm going to cut right here on the inside of the seam. Alright, now I want to do something to the sides to kind of bring it in a little bit so that it'll be more form-fitting on my body. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay a tank top down, and it's more or less just a guide rather than me actually forming it to the size of the tank top. But you'll want to gather your tank top at the seams on the side, and then just lay it down and get it positioned how you want it. Okay, so since I got this laid down, I know that I want to have my cuts come into about here, because this tank top here is very form-fitting to my body. So I know I want to have it right about here. So I'm going to use a safety pin to mark it off. Normally I would do a laddering on the side, but this time I think I'm just going to cut it all the way down and then cut them in half and then tie them. And then I'm going to have some safety pins up here to keep it from being such a wide open gap on the side. Lucky. Alright, so now that I've got my slits cut, I want to go ahead and do the laddering on it, which I kind of changed my mind midway through. I thought I was going to cut them in half and just tie them, but I think I want to actually do laddering. But you're going to take each little strand and just pull it to cause it to curl. And to do this, all you do is take the top one, bring this one under it, and I'm actually going to be doing something different instead of just looping it over and then continuing continuing it to do it like that, I'm actually going to bring this one underneath, turn it like this, and then bring that one through, and then turn that one again, and just keep doing it like that, and it's going to cause this like almost braided pattern. But just remember to loop each one and then bring the one underneath through. And since you're at the left side, you're just gonna cut it in half. And this is the part where it gets a little tricky. Even I have some issues with it. But I just kind of loop it like that, over, like that. And you can do that as many times as you want. And then I'm going to tie it off once. Bring that piece that I just tied underneath the solid strap. And then just tie it off again. Okay, so what I was doing that you didn't get to see because I had black on black, so I shoved a priority box up in here, is you're going to take this one, and I accidentally cut that too thin, but that's okay because I'm going to safety pin like that much of the armpit so that I don't have a bunch of side boob showing. Now let's keep it clean. Unless you like showing side boob, then by all means. But you're going to take your top one, or the one that you're going to start the ladder with, and then you're going to bring the second one under, and then you're going to take it and twist it around to make a loop so that it overlaps one another. And then you're going to bring the third one in through your loop, and then you're just going to rotate that one to make a hoop, and then just continue working your way down. Okay, now that I'm at the last one, I'm going to take that one and cut it, because this is what you're going to use to tie it off. And I just like to loop it under the one that it's on, that's above it, a couple of times. Loop it like that. Tie it once. Then take one of the other threads and run it under, and then tie it again. And I'm actually going to be cutting this hemline off of the shirt, so that's why I didn't go all the way down with it. But I say we go ahead and start on safety pinning the armpits.
I got my finger in one of the shots.
That's okay, I can edit that out.
Okay. This way they can see you better. Well, what you're doing, that is. Again, you asked about what time? Say about 21 minutes ago. Because it's about 20 minutes now, and you was working on about 30 seconds before that, so been working on this about 21 minutes ish.
It was more than 30 seconds that I was working on this.
I was just a rough estimate. I'm talking about a filming time.
Yeah, it was more than 30 seconds.
Well, we'll just look at the timer. The original stuff.
Probably about 4 or 5 minutes would be a more realistic estimate. 30 seconds is like in the time that it takes me to say this sentence.
Something like that.
Now, if you notice, I'm using different size safety pins. Like I've got my biggest ones at the bottom, and then I'm going to put 2 smaller ones right here, and then a baby one right at the top. And that's just so that it comes more in closer together instead of being like gapped open. I've decided to cut the bottom off right here, starting right here underneath the knots. But I want to kind of swoop it down a little bit so that it kind of has a curve to it. So what I did is I just lined up the hem at the bottom, and I'm just safety pinning it so that it's not shifting and sliding when I'm cutting. I'm gonna like cut like at an angle and then cut around, come back up, and then cut at an angle. I think I'll just ladder it the same way I did this sides. So when you want to do that, you're going to take it like that and try to get it to shake out. And I'm just going to try to get it as even as possible. And all honesty, this is probably something you would want to do first before deconstructing the shirt in any way. But we're basically going to be doing the same thing that we did to this. It's just cutting it probably about that much. Depends. and we'll just see how it goes. Help me watch to make sure I don't like skip any.
From what I could tell, you
just
haven't.
Like I skipped one right there. It's hard to see when you get to a certain angle.
Yep. Oh, I know. I'm wondering, is this going to interfere with...
No.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm not twisting it like I was the side. I'm just pulling them through. My throat's getting dry and itchy. Will you,
Well, when we're done with this, I'll get you something to drink.
you can just set it down for a minute. And I can cut that little snippet out.
It's not going to be much longer, I don't think.
Well, after I'm done with this side. Okay?
Okay. Because you're almost done with that side. I'll stop it, let my fingers rest, my arm rest, and whatnot.
Okay, I don't want to go ahead and cut it just yet. So, grab a handy dandy safety pin and just safety pin the two strips together. And that's just so that as you're working on the other side, you ain't got to worry about it unraveling or anything. Okay, so I have my top string right here, and this is the original one. And as you can see, it's running underneath that and that. So I don't want it to keep moving while I'm trying to ladder this side. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to lay it straight, and then I'm just going to safety pin it over here on this side. And that'll keep it from wanting to keep tossing and turning and stuff. But to do this side, we're just going to do the same thing we did on this side. Grab your top one, run this one underneath, then grab the third one, run it underneath your second one, grab your fourth one, run it underneath your third, your fifth under your fourth, then so on. And just keep working your way down. And you're going to see it rolling on this side. That's fine. It's going to do that. When you're done, you can just like scoot it back over and then safety pin it into position so that you can do the middle. So we got that side done. And I'm just going to take my fingers and gather it back closer to the edge.
Getting all those good camera angles. How much is a tripod?
I don't know.
Since we're editing this stuff out.
So now that I've got that done, I'm going to safety pin up at the top. Where's the safety pin? I'll have to steal one out here.
They're up in the thingy.
Okay, so what I'm going to do is when you're done, you're going to have this centerpiece. This is actually, once again, the top string. You're going to lay it underneath this one, underneath your second one. So it should look like that. Then you're going to take it, twist, and then bring the third one through. Twist, bring your fourth one through your third, twist it to make a loop, and then just keep doing that. It's basically the same pattern we did on the sides. You're just doing it now on the back. Okay, I'm finally at the end, and what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this and then loop it through there, loop it through this one, and then tie it shut. So definitely hold it or stick your thumb or something, or you know, whatever in there while you take the safety pin out, just so that you don't lose that loop. Where's my scissors? Oh, there they are. So I'm going to go ahead and cut this one right in the middle and just take that loop, run that through it, and now we're going to do the same thing on this side. And we're just going to tie it shut right there. Double knot it just to make it secure.
Okay.
And there you go. That is what your back looks like. And we're going to go ahead and take the safety pins out of the top. What do you think of that back?
Cool.
I think it looks good.
Yep.
So here's a shirt. We basically got it, well, I basically got it about where I want it. I was talking about doing something with the sleeves. So basically what I did is I made these little tassel-like things out of the spare sleeve. Tied it off with a longer piece so it would just hang like that. And then I just safety pinned these up here. And I got all this chain and stuff that just is like from broken necklaces that I just been keeping because I knew I was going to eventually use it for something, just never knew what. Now I know. So I think what I'll do is just safety pin some on there, different lengthwise, maybe different shades. And then just have those on there, like kind of draping with these. And of course, I'm not sewing them on there. I'm just safety pinning them on there.
welcome. Okay.